Station Master Viktar reviewed the sensor readings with growing interest. 5 vessels approaching from the outer system. Cargo configuration. No military escorts and based on their energy signatures, heavily loaded. Sir, visual confirmation on the inbound convoy, his tactical officer reported. You're going to want to see this. The main screen flickered to life, showing the approaching ships in long-range magnification. Viktar's mandibles clicked in confusion. The vessels were garish. One was painted in bright orange with flames running along the hull. Another had geometric patterns that seemed to shift in the light. A third displayed what looked like skeletal imagery across its bow. They were decorated like pleasure craft, not serious cargo haulers. What are they? He asked. Manifests say they're human freighters, carrying general goods for trade. The officer paused. Sir, they're running completely open. No defensive screens active. No weapon signatures. They're practically announcing their cargo. Viktar felt something stir in his chest. Easy prey. These humans were either incredibly naive or incredibly stupid. Either way, the station's reclamation crew, pirates with enough sense to operate under his protection, would be very interested. He opened a private channel. Kresh, you seeing this? Captain Kresh of the reclamation vessel Telen's Edge laughed. Oh, we're seeing it, Station Master. Pretty ships, probably full of pretty cargo. We'll take our standard percentage. 50-50. Don't damage them too badly. We want the ships intact if possible. Understood. Viktar watched as 6 of his station's faster vessels peeled away from dock, accelerating toward the human convoy. This would be profitable. On the bridge of the lead cargo hauler, Captain Jake Morrison watched the approaching ships with mild amusement. 6 vessels breaking from the station, his tactical officer reported. Intercept course. They're not hailing us. Lovely. New sector, new pirates. Morrison leaned back in his chair. All right, people, let's see what we're dealing with. Commence protocol, Charity. Across the convoy, human ships began broadcasting garbled transmissions. Their engine signatures turned erratic, venting excess radiation. The ships started to drift slightly off course, listing at odd angles like vessels experiencing critical malfunctions. Human convoy to approaching ships, Morrison transmitted on open channels, his voice crackling with static. Experiencing systems, multiple failures. Requesting assistance. The message repeated, broken and desperate. On the Talon's Edge, Kresh smiled. The human ships were falling apart before they'd even arrived. Technical failures. Equipment malfunctions. These soft merchants probably couldn't maintain their own vessels properly. All ships, weapons hot. We'll offer them a choice. Dump cargo peacefully, or we take it by force. His fleet closed to weapons range. The human ships continued their erratic drifting, engines sputtering, transmissions garbled. Kresh opened a channel. Attention human vessels. This sector operates under salvage protocols. Your ships appear to be experiencing difficulties. Dump your cargo immediately and you'll be permitted to limp to the station for repairs. Silence. Just more static and broken transmissions. I said dump your... One of his subordinates fired. An energy bolt lanced across space, striking the hull of the nearest human ship, the one with the orange flames. The reaction was instantaneous. Every human ship went silent. The static stopped. The erratic movements ceased. Their engines suddenly burned clean and true, and in 3 seconds flat, the convoy executed a precision formation shift that would make a military fleet jealous. They surrounded the ship that had fired. Oh no. Kresh whispered. Hull panels retracted. Weapon ports opened. What had looked like decorative hull plating split apart to reveal batteries of railguns, missile tubes, and energy weapons that made Kresh's military-grade arsenal look like children's toys. The human ship with the flames marked I dare you in bright letters fired once. The attacking vessel simply ceased to exist. No explosion, no debris, just a flash of coherent energy and empty space where a ship used to be. This is Captain Morrison to all hostile ships. A calm voice broadcast across all frequencies. You made demands of a people you don't know. You didn't offer assistance to vessels in apparent distress, and then you attacked us. The human ships had weapons locked on every remaining pirate vessel. Kresh's sensors were screaming warnings about targeting solutions, energy buildups, and imminent destruction. We're human cargo haulers, Morrison continued. We were testing your intentions. You failed, spectacularly. Kresh tried to power up his weapons, tried to run. But his ship wouldn't respond. None of them would. The humans had already locked them down with some kind of electromagnetic pulse that disabled everything but life support. You're being towed back to your station, Morrison said. Before we get too far away, take note of the name painted on our lead ship's hull. Keep it in mind if you ever want to try something like this again with a human ship. Kresh watched helplessly as human drones, sleek efficient machines, attached tow cables to his vessel and the others. The human convoy reformed, moving toward the station at a leisurely pace while their drones towed the disabled pirate ships behind them like trophies. His second-in-command zoomed in on the lead human vessel's hull, reading the letters painted in bold script across the bow. "Captain, what does FAFO mean?" Kresh stared at the screen, at the 4 letters that somehow felt more threatening than all the weapons the humans had revealed. "I don't know," he said quietly, "but I think we just found out." Station Master Vector watched the human convoy approach, dragging his reclamation crew behind them like captured fish. The lead ship, that FAFO vessel, transmitted docking protocols and trade manifests as if nothing had happened. He approved their docking request without comment. Some lessons, he decided, you only needed to learn once. If you had a tricked-out cargo hauler, what would you name it and what would it look like? Follow Sci-Fi Shorts to FAFO